I'm gonna be walking over 750,000 steps this month. Be my friend in a competition he doesn't even know he's a part of. Let's get outside and I'll explain. This is my friend James, and for the past 2 years, we've been having a walking competition to see who can get the most steps in a month.
Although usually the winner just gets bragging rights, this month the person with the least steps takes home the loser's trophy, which they must shamefully display in their home. But I have a slight advantage because I'm not going to tell him that I'm taking it seriously this month.
So when we worked together, we'd both be on our feet basically all day, so the competition was always quite close. But in September, I started working a desk job, which is mainly work from home, which although sounds great, it means I'm not as active as I want to be, and I keep losing this challenge.
But not this month. June 2025, I will be walking 25,000 steps every single day. That's over 750,000 steps.
And the best part about this is if it all goes well, James won't know a single thing. So I'll go and meet him in person and surprise him with how much I've absolutely thrashed him and take back my well-deserved crown.
Just some quick logistics. I've done zero training for this. I normally average around 9,000 steps a day, so I'm going to be almost tripling that. And I'm going to weigh myself at the start and the end of the month to see if there are any health benefits to walking this much. Also, I work around 50 hours a week across 6 days, with 3 of those being work from home. So we're going to see if it's realistic to balance 25,000 steps with a work and social life. And spoiler alert, it consumed my life.
I think I've just walked past someone shagging on a bench.
Let's get started with day 1 of 30, Sunday the 1st of June. I've just hit 10,000 steps and it's taken about an hour and a half.
So this means it will take around 4 hours every single day to hit 25,000 steps.
On Sunday evenings though, I work in retail, which is actually quite active. So I know if I hit around 18,000 steps before I get there, the rest will just happen on my shift. I haven't tried these shoes on before. Currently they're not rubbing, but let's hope it stays that way. My left foot is rubbing and I am drastically starting to regret not wearing these shoes before today.
I went home after 16,000 steps, a little lower than I wanted, but day 1 and we already have our first problem.
James hasn't accepted the challenge I sent him last night, which means at the moment, this whole thing is for nothing. But at the same time, I don't want to push it because I don't want him to think something's up. I don't know what to do. I'm going to give it a bit. I might message him later, but it's stressing me out a little bit.
Good news, he's accepted the challenge. Bad news, he's seen what we've done this morning, but he's called it a massive walk. Let's just hope that that's all he thinks it is and he doesn't check again, because I'm saying nothing for the rest of the month. And I mean nothing, so I just disregarded his comment about the walk and changed the subject. Anyway, I then went to work, pushed a few cages around and went home.
I've just got home at the end of the first day. I'm on 29,000 steps and I'm feeling all right. Like, if you were to ask me what I've been up to today, like, I've just been walking a lot.
And you know what? I have, because day 1 ended with over 29,000 steps, giving us around 4,000 steps in the bank.
Day 2, it's 8 a.m. I'm not feeling too bad. I'm currently in the car. I'm dropping it at the garage, then walking home, then walking back to get it later, and then obviously driving back.
Yeah, that didn't happen. They finished way quicker than I was expecting, so they told me to sit and wait, and that hour of potential walking turned into a quick 10 minutes when I got home.
It's 9 a.m. I'm about to start working, but I'm on like 2,800 steps. I think that is the way to do this, like little but often, because that time sort of flew by, whereas yesterday it was much more of a slog. I really wish I had a standing desk, because like being able to stand and like just move a little bit, be on your feet would be so much better than just sat in a chair. This just feels like a very stationary position. Right, it's now my lunch break, and I think the best way to get steps in during working hours is just to use my entire lunch break for walking and then eat whilst working.
So that's exactly what I did, and to be fair, the numbers did start going up.
I'm now on 7,000 steps. Also, James' update from yesterday, I don't think he has a clue.
I had no evidence for this. It was completely based on hope. After work, I walked to town and back, but I wasn't quite at the step goal.
We're on like 16,000 steps. It's like 8:30. I've come back out again to do the last 10,000 or so. My estimations, it'll take about an hour and a half. My legs hurt. I'm so tired. I'm starting to realize that 25,000 steps is a lot.
But not too much, because day 2 ended with 28,000 steps, which I was very happy with, and I'm sure there's absolutely nothing I could say that could dampen my spirits.
At least the weather is so nice at the light evenings and everything, because I don't think I could do this in the rain.
I don't want to talk about it. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I need to start working, but I've managed to do an hour and a half so far.
Although things seemed to be going well, the challenge was about to get a whole lot harder because for the next 2 days, I had to go to Wales for a funeral where I did a combined 20,000 steps across the 2 days, which reverses all the extra steps we did from the first couple of days and puts us 22,500 steps behind where we need to be, which is almost a whole day.
To catch up, this next week is going to be rough.
And starting the next day with a rainy walk to work really didn't help.
Yeah, normally on a day like today, I would just drive, but I can't do that. But it is going to be good to see what a normal day working in the office is going to do for me step count wise.
So I walked there, walked back, and did general walking around the office, and
I'm on around 9,000 steps. So for a normal like 10,000 step goal, really happy with that. But because I'm doing this stupid challenge, I'm not even halfway. So I've gone home, I've had some food, and now I'm out walking again for like 2 more hours. I'm gonna be honest, I am a little lost. I don't know where I am or where I'm going. I can just go back the same way, but like I was hoping this would open out somewhere, but how long do I keep walking until that happens? We'll see.
I did eventually find a way off the canal, but I ended up in Boots headquarters, so I had to turn around and go back the way I came anyway, which I was trying to avoid because it was starting to get really dark.
But that is part of the fun of just walking somewhere you've never been before.
Fun is a strange word for worrying, but that's the issue with working in the day. You can only really get your steps in at night.
I've just hit 25k, it's gone 11 p.m. This is not sustainable. Those last 5,000 steps or so were just so miserable.
And it's only going to get worse because although we did over 26,000 steps, we're still 21,000 steps away from where we should be at the end of day 5.
So I'm getting to the end of my last work from home day of the week and I'm on 381 steps. I woke up late and had no motivation at lunch, which felt like a good idea at the time, but obviously I've just shot myself in the foot. This challenge is just completely consuming my life and the thought of going for a walk right now is miserable.
I was starting to realise that the hardest part of this challenge wasn't the walking itself, but fitting in the time to walk, around 8 hours of sitting at a laptop every day. However, I found that breaking the walks into manageable chunks definitely helped with the mental side of this challenge. For example, a lap of this lake takes around 20 minutes for 2,500 steps, so I was just going to keep walking around it. But
changed my mind. I think I've just walked past someone shagging on a bench.
And I thought I liked that leg. But anyway, 30,000 steps. We're still 15k behind, but it's getting there. Day 7 started with an early morning walk in a new location.
Being in places like this makes walking a lot really easy, but obviously logistically I can't come here every day.
That's because it's about a 40-minute round trip there and back, so not enough time on a lunch break.
It's walking down residential streets at night that's just so uninteresting and makes this such a drag.
But I couldn't stay for too long because I was then helping my friend film a video, which meant
the evening walks are so bad.
I don't know why I'm sharing this with you, but I tried to do like a travel vlog kind of shot and I just felt absolutely stupid. Also, look at these ducks that thought I had some food for them.
The fact that I'm already over 20,000 steps at 9:30 is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to do 2.5 laps of the lake like I planned to yesterday. And then I'm going home and that should be smashing it.
And smash it is exactly what we did with a strong end to the week.
30k to end out the longest and stupidest week of my life. And I didn't even meet the goal for 2 days of it. This is so much more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know why I'm complaining. We're almost 15,000 steps behind where we need to be, but let's hope we can pull it back in week 2.
Roll on next week.
As you can tell, I'm absolutely buzzing for week 2, but I'm a little bit nervous because I've had nothing but radio silence from James since the first day, so I don't know where his mindset's at or if he's got any suspicions, so I guess we just got to keep walking.
So I've just got home from meeting my friend in town and I've got good news and bad news. The good news, I'm on 11,000 steps, got over an hour till work and I'll be doing loads of steps at work, so step-wise good. The bad news, my heel is killing. Every step really hurts. Like the more I walk, the better it gets, but I don't think that's like doctors' recommended advice. This could be an issue.
The best way to describe this feeling is like a sunburn on the bottom of my foot that someone was poking every time I took a step.
I'm on just under 14,000 steps before work and I can barely put any weight on my left foot, so that is good news for the rest of this walking challenge. We're 1 week in.
But I got on with it and I pushed some cages, stacked some shelves.
I've just finished my shift, but we have a problem. I'm 600 steps under where I need to be and it's 11:30 at night, so I'm gonna be walking the streets.
Despite this minor setback, today's walking has actually been really easy because it's kind of just happened.
Lesson learned, 18k minimum before Tesco.
Although there was this slight misjudgment, we still ended the day with almost 27,000 steps. It felt like every single day I was experiencing a knock-on effect from the day before.
Walking late last night meant I had no time before work this morning, so I'm walking late again, and so the cycle continues.
There were so many points today where I thought I was going to quit, so to avoid that I just stayed as far away from home as possible, and I might have found a bit of a cheat code. Because walking 1,000 steps takes about 10 minutes, but what's quicker than walking? Running. So I did a bit of aimless running just to meet the step count, but in a couple of days I'm going to do a proper test to see if running actually does more steps than walking in a certain time period.
I'm not home yet, but we've just hit 25,000 steps on easily the most difficult day so far. It's been over 3.5 hours of just straight walking to do the full count in one. It's been miserable. I genuinely didn't think I was going to make it, but we move. Barely, but we move.
I don't know why I found it so difficult, because it wasn't the most amount of walking I've done this month, but still, almost 28,000 steps is nothing to be frowned at.
I hate this so much.
Day 10, however, was a lot better. I went for a walk at lunch, walked straight after work. It was a really nice day, so it was quite easy, and I hit the step count a lot earlier than I have the last few days, and I was done before 10 p.m. Day 11, I was working in the office, and it was stupidly hot, so I didn't go straight back out when I got home, and instead waited till about 7:30, when it was still hot and sticky, but a little bit more manageable.
I'm not really feeling it today because I did like 8,000 steps on my work day and I just don't want to do any more.
But of course I carried on, and I really struggled to finish this day, to be honest, and my knees were hurting towards the end of it. But on the plus side, we're on a 7-day streak, so that's our first full week completed. Day 12 began with an unplanned early wake up, which was an absolute blessing because it meant I could do an hour's walking before going to work. So when I finished work, I was on almost 14,000 steps. Yeah, it was a bit warm though.
The air is just so thick, I feel disgusting. It's like pint in a pub garden kind of weather, not walk a half marathon.
But walk I did, and as I was admiring some of the local wildlife, the heat was really starting to get to me, and all I wanted was a frozen chai latte from Dunkin' Donuts, but
It shuts in an hour, and I am an hour and 10 minutes away according to Google Maps, so we need to hurry. I went the wrong way, this is not going well. It is disgustingly warm. The last thing I want right now is a hill. This hill never ends. Not only does it not end, it just keeps getting steeper. What, have I gone up a massive hill just to come back down again, just make it flat? And with about 5 minutes to spare, we got it, and it is so good.
since filming, Dunkin' Donuts have got rid of their chai latte, and if you can't tell from how desperate I was to get one, it's the best chai latte I've ever had. So can we start a petition or something to bring it back? And speaking of bringing things back, we finally got the average step count over 25,000 again, ending day 12 with 30,000 steps, which means that in just under 2 weeks, I've done more steps than the entire of last month. And although things are looking good, I've still heard nothing from James, and I'm a little worried that his suspicions from day one have meant that he's been going out and doing an even stupider amount of steps than I have.
It's currently 26 degrees outside. You know what I could really do with? A 3-hour walk. Yeah, I think that would really hit the spot. Yeah, this is just what I was after. It's been so long since I've had a nice long walk.
I hate to admit it, but it was actually quite a nice walk. I went somewhere new, which always helps, and I ended the day with almost 29,000 steps. So all in all, pretty happy with today.
Right, these next couple of days might mess up the averages a little bit because today I'm a camera operator, which is a lot of standing around, not a lot of walking, so we'll see how that goes. And tomorrow's Father's Day, so it's not looking good.
And it really wasn't good, because although I was in this massive hall, I was stood at a camera for most of the day, so although I was pacing back and forward where possible, I was still nowhere near the step goal.
This is definitely not happening today. I was right, we only managed 11,000.
And considering the fact we've only just brought the averages back up, this was a terrible end to week 2. Hopes were not high for day 15 as it was Father's Day, where obviously the priority isn't walking.
Although I won't be hitting my steps today, at least I get to do it with a bit of company.
Whilst walking my dog, I did around 9,000 steps and then I went home.
Got home a little earlier than I was planning, and to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit down. I don't really know why, but I am going on a walk again. I'm still not going to hit the 25,000, but we're going to get closer.
Well, as it turns out, the best thing to do when you're feeling down is to keep walking, so that's just what I did. Well, with a bit of a run too.
Somehow, against all odds, we've scraped 25k at 6 minutes to midnight.
Suddenly, I found something out that might have compromised the secrecy of this challenge.
Right, so we've got an issue that I wasn't prepared for. So James just sent me a screenshot that he gets notifications for the walking challenge, and it says that I've done 10,000 steps. And he replied saying, didn't ask, a bit of a joke. But I'm really hoping he doesn't look any more into that because I've been doing a lot more than 10,000 steps.
Despite day 15 ending on a slightly lower note, and the confidentiality of this challenge being in jeopardy, we've still got another half a month of walking to do, and what better way to start the second half of this challenge than by trying to make it easier?
Alright, today we're going to find out if the running cheat code's actually a cheat code. It takes about 10 minutes to do 1,000 steps walking. Let's see what it's like running. It's disgustingly hot outside, but in 14 minutes we did 2,200 steps, which means in a 10-minute period we did about 1,500, which is 50% more than walking. So running is definitely a cheat code, but I mean, it leaves me absolutely disgusting afterwards, especially in this heat, so it cannot be relied on.
At the end of a work from home day, I was on 5,000 steps. So I went and did 10,000 steps, had some food, then did another 10,000 steps, which is a nice way to break things up and definitely the most manageable way to complete this challenge. And so we ended day 16 with 29,000 steps.
Bit of a weird one today. It's a work from home day, but I'm not working from home. I'm going in the morning, then I'm having a half day and going to London this evening. I don't think we're hitting our step count because it's going to be a lot of sitting and driving.
If you're thinking of doing a similar challenge to this, can I just give you one bit of advice? Do not do it at the hottest time of the year. Every single day is hotter than the last, and it's made this challenge so much more difficult.
It is so hot, I feel like I'm going to faint.
But I didn't. Instead, I drove 3 hours to London, walked around a bit, went to a gig, drove 3 hours back, and didn't hit the step count, but I definitely did more than I was expecting. On day 18, I was on 10,000 steps after a day in the office. It was stupidly hot all day again, so I did 12,000 steps walking and thought it would be a clever idea to go for a run in the evening. And wow, look how that went.
Although I look rank, I just came back from doing my first ever 5k run ever without stopping, which is definitely not something I could do a month ago, especially not in 23-degree heat. So maybe this stupid walk-in challenge against my friend is more than that, and the health benefits are good because I don't actually feel that bad. I look terrible, but I don't feel terrible.
Well... Either way, we made up for yesterday's poor efforts, and unlike every other time I've tried to run in the past, I didn't get the hereditary shin splints I thought I had, and as it turns out, walking regularly and then running is a lot less damaging than trying to run after barely moving for days. There's a good reason I've never called myself a personal trainer. I'm just someone who decided to walk a lot, and on day 18, I walked almost 32,000 steps.
It's 7:30, it's still almost 30 degrees, it's disgustingly hot, and if you can't tell, I'm not a very summery person, but I have been enjoying getting outside every day, and 25,000 steps is becoming much more achievable every day the more it becomes a part of a routine, and I hate to say it, but I am enjoying it.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't speak too soon.
For the first time in a couple of weeks, my legs have really started to hurt, and I've had to slow down a bit, which I think might have been because of the running yesterday.
Oh well, at least I can just go home and rest. Oh wait, no, of course I went for another run. It's decisions like this though that mean for the second day in a row we've almost hit 32,000 steps. Day 20 was another work from home day where I did absolutely nothing.
I really did not want to leave the house today, and I think that people see working from home as having no downsides, and don't get me wrong, it is convenient until you realise that you just don't move all day, because you don't have to. You get up, you sit at your desk, you do your work, you finish work and you sit on the sofa, and it's hard to find the motivation in that to leave the house, because even in an office job, at least you're walking from the car, walking around the office, going to meetings and stuff. You just don't get that at home. When I first moved to Nottingham almost a year ago, I didn't know anyone, so it made it even more difficult to leave the house. So I just sat around doing nothing all day, gaining weight. And in January this year, I was the heaviest I've ever been, which really affected my mood, obviously, and my confidence, and it's something I've been struggling to manage ever since. So part of this challenge is to show to myself that getting outside and doing even 10,000 steps every day isn't as hard as it might seem. The hardest part is just getting outside, leaving the house, opening the front door and going. I also realised that in the 9 months I've been here, I've not really done anything. I've not gone anywhere either. I'm going to work or I go to town sometimes, and that's about it. There's so many nice places just on my doorstep. Like, this is in walking distance, and I didn't know. So if you're in a similar situation to me, honestly, I just suggest look online in your local area, look for like a nature reserve or something, and just go to it, walk around it. And I promise you, it will help a lot.
Oh dear. Anyway, enough of that, let's carry on.
That was easily the most difficult day so far, both physically and mentally, but we're officially 2/3 of the way through.
And we ended the second third of this challenge with 27,500 steps. Day 21 was another day I was a little bit worried about, because I was going to see my mum for a solstice festival, which I thought was going to have loads of walking around, but there really just wasn't. So when I got home, things were looking a little bit ropey.
Bad news, it's 10:30, I've done 6,000 steps, so there's not even time to do the 25, but I'm gonna go for a run and see what I can do.
And despite my best efforts, we finished just shy of 12,000 steps. absolutely pitiful. Day 22 was way better because I went for a walk and then I was working at Tesco, so we easily hit the 25k.
So today is the first day of the final week of the challenge. It was a work from home day, so we're on a big long walk in the evening, and James just confirmed that he's good for the big reveal at the end of the week, and I am so excited. Never mind, I've been walking for 3 hours, the excitement's gone, my legs hurt, I'm fed up.
But we did hit the 25k, well, 30k. The main way I got through this day, and any day that I've struggled really, is with one simple trick. Find out how far I've got to go half that distance away from my house, go a little bit further, and then just reverse what I did. And then by the time I get home, I'm already over my goal. And it's a really simple but effective way of tackling anything distance-based. So definitely give it a go if you're trying something similar.
Working from home again today, but I'm going to a co-working space in town, so I'm able to get a bit of a walk in on the way there and back. A quick walk before work and going to and from the co-working space meant I was on 11,000 steps, so I don't have as intimidating of a walk to do now, which is really nice.
As always, breaking up the walk-in was way easier, so this day was actually alright, and we got just over 25k. Day 25, I was working in the office, so I walked there, walked back, walked after work, and it started raining in the evening, which wasn't very nice, but we cracked on for a respectable 26k. So tomorrow is the day that we reveal to James what we've been up to, and before you say it, I know it's day 27 tomorrow. The app we use does 28-day challenges, and I don't want him to look on the last day to see how he's done, so we're going a day early, but don't worry, I will be doing 30 days. I just wanted to show you this. So I've ordered him a trophy for losing. I know, it sounds weird, but stick with me, it'll make sense. I'm really hoping this looks as good as it did online. Oh. Oh my God, that looks so good. Just look at that. That is absolutely incredible. I love the details of this. It's so much better than I was hoping for, and I can't wait to give it to him tomorrow. I was sort of starting to regret not keeping this for myself. Obviously, I did some walking as well as this, so I walked to and from work, fed some geese on the canal, and then carried on walking to finish off my steps. So here we are, after walking 25,000 steps every day for 27 days, the big reveal, where if everything's gone well, I've absolutely smashed James at our monthly walking challenge, and he has no idea.
Okay, so James lives near my dad's, so I'm gonna go there now, get my steps in, wait for James to finish work, and then it's time for the big reveal.
Although it was the hottest day of the year so far, I really didn't care, because we were so close to the end that all I was concerned about is whether or not the surprise would be worth it. Does James know what we've been doing? Has he somehow done more steps? Does he even care? And with these thoughts racing around my head, I kept walking until I met up with James. And then I asked him the question that I was the most worried about. Did he know why I'd brought him deep into the woods in the middle of nowhere?
I feel like it's going to be like animal insides.
That'll be a no.
So, we're here in the woods. Thank you, James, for joining me. Do you have any idea why we're here?
No, I do not.
What date is it today?
27th of June,
What date's tomorrow?
28th of June.
Which means
I don't know.
something that we do every month.
I don't know.
You can really tell how much he cares about this.
Oh, the challenge.
The walking challenge. How many steps are you on today?
Oh, is this why you've...
Uh-oh.
10,050.
10,000.
How many are you on?
25,000 steps, as I have been every single day this month, because I'm sick of you winning every month. So I thought I'm gonna do an unbeatable amount. So I've done 700,000 this month.
You've done more than double.
This is
Oh
for
my
you.
God.
This
Oh
is
my
for you.
God.
Please open it.
Thank you very much. Unboxing time.
There we go. There's your trophy for losing, and I don't think you'll ever be able to top what I got.
No. Awarded to James for losing to Tom in the June 2025 step challenge. All of these months, I've been doubling, tripling, even quadrupling your steps.
Did you have any suspicions?
I did think it was very suspicious, going out on walks at weird times, and I kept getting notifications that you'd be doing silly amounts of steps.
When you sent me a screenshot with that, I was panicking. I was like, I didn't want you to know.
Every day. Every day.
I'm glad you didn't message me.
Why? If you gave me $1 million to a bet, I would never ever have betted on this. I was like, I'll get him back next month. More and more.
It's been like 4 hours of walking every day.
I do appreciate it. I feel like I'm back in year 6.
Well,
but no, thank you.
good game.
Good
See you
game.
next
See
month.
you next year.
Now, I don't know about you, but this look of mild interest on James's face makes the whole thing worth it. I am so glad he didn't tell me about the daily notifications. And as I said, of course, I did the 25,000 steps, but we have one more day to go on the tracked challenge. So I did that, and here are the results for the 28 days. James did 334,796 steps, which is a very respectable 12,000 a day average, and normally with numbers like that, he would have easily beaten me. But this month, I did 712,645 steps, which is such an unbeatable amount, as this is around 2.5 times my normal monthly step count, but the month isn't over yet.
Day 29, I did 32,000 steps.
Which brings us on to the actual final day of the challenge, day 30.
It's the final day of the challenge, so obviously it's been the hottest day of the year so far. 32 degrees, absolutely disgusting, but I've been working on something this entire month, a secret project that I've told you nothing about. Try and guess what it is in the comments, but I guarantee you won't get it. But before that, I wanted to thank you for coming along on this journey with me, the 25,000 steps a day. It's not been the easiest, it's taken up a lot of time, but I hope it's inspired or motivated you to fit even 10,000, 15,000 into your daily routine. I promise you, it's not actually as bad as you might think. But anyway, let me show you what I've been working on. In 3, 2, 1. Here it is, the watch tan. Look how disgusting that is. That's what 30 days in the sun will do to you. That is disgusting. It's not worth it. Stay inside.
And after that bit of public embarrassment, it's the end of the step challenge.
And so here are the final stats. So across the month, we did 770,857 total steps, which gives us an average daily step count of 25,695 with a total distance of 655.94 kilometers,
which is over 15.5 marathons. And to put that into perspective, that's like walking from London to Edinburgh. So if you're planning on doing something like that, you can work out roughly how long it'll take. About a month. Also, across the challenge, I lost just over 5 kilograms.
I am never walking again.